Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about the composition of functions. So how do we know if we are working with composition of functions? Composition of functions involve these symbols. When you see, say, f, and then there's a circle, and then g, and then x, or can be the reverse, g circle, and then you have of x. Sometimes this is written as this way, and the other one is g f of x. So this is the composition of functions. The idea of composition of functions is mainly substitution. Okay, let's try to take some examples. Suppose I have f of x equals x squared minus 3, and g of x is equal to 2x plus 5. Okay, if I will be asked to find f circle g, so this is not O, it's a circle of x, which is basically the same as f of g of x. It means we want to have a function in that g of x will take the place of x. So the g of x will take the place of x on the f of x. So that simply means, so if I will put g of x, which is 2x plus 5, in place of this x, then f of g of x, this f of g of x is basically, the x will now become 2x plus 5, and you have the square, and then minus 3. So again, the g of x will take the place of x of the function f of x. And after that, all you have to do is to simplify the resulting expression. So this is 4x squared. You can do FOIL if you want, but you can do direct expansion. So I have double the product of 2x and 5. This will give me 20x, and then square 5, which is 25, and then you have the minus 3. Now from there we can have 4x squared plus 20x plus 22. So this is f of g of x. Now be careful when you are working with compositions, because sometimes some people are tempted to simplify 4x squared plus 20x plus 22, and they simplify it by dividing all the expressions by 2, which is not allowed. Take note, this is already your f of g of x. If you will divide this terms 4x squared, 20x, and 22 by 2, so say let's do it by 2, by 2, and by 2, that means you're now getting the f of g of x over 2. So do not simplify the resulting expression by dividing it by a common factor or a common divisor. We just want to get f of g of x. So once we have the f of g of x, then that should be the answer already. Okay, so after you simplify, so here, this is the substitution part. We change x by 2x plus 5, and after simplifying it and adding similar terms, and once you reach the simplest form, which is just adding similar terms, that should be the final answer. Do not divide it by any number. Okay? This confusion actually arises from the idea of equations. If, for example, I have 0 is equal to 4x squared plus 20x plus 22, it is perfectly okay if I divide everything by 2, because 0 over 2 is still 0. So the left side of the equation is not affected by dividing by 2. However, when it comes to functions, when you divide the right side by 2, and that will make you divide the left side by 2, then you're totally changing the function now. It's no longer just f circle g of x, but it is already f circle g of x over 2, which is different, of course, to the f of g of x. Okay? So again, the value of f of g of x is 4x squared plus 20x plus 22. Okay, now let's try to find g circle f of x. So let's have g circle f of x, which is the same as g of f of x. So same idea will apply. We will take the function f of x. So let's rewrite the functions. So f of x is x squared minus 3, and g of x is equal to 2x plus 5. So g of f of x means the f of x will take place the x of the g of x. So this will be, so you have the 2. So we have the 2. The x becomes the f of x, so x squared minus 3. And then you have the plus 5. Okay? So focus on the g of x. You just need to replace x by x squared minus 3. So I have 2. So as you can see, we have 2. 5 is still 5, but x is now x squared minus 3. Then simplify. So this is 2x squared minus 6 plus 5. So this is equal to 2x squared minus 1. Okay, so this is g circle f of x, or g of f of x. Now you can explore the idea by looking for f circle f of x, or you might want to try g of x. So same idea for f of x. The function will be, the f of x function will take place the x of itself, and this will be a good exercise for you. Okay, but the fundamental idea on the composition of functions are already discussed through the example on f of g of x and g of f of x. Okay, so I hope the idea is clear now. Again, if you are confused with some of the steps or ideas I presented, you can always watch the video again and go to that part that is confusing. Okay, that's it.